Welcome back to Motor Archery. Old topic, new topic, Katra. Last time I posted a video about speed tests, and then the discussion started that some people's opinion is that Katra would not work, and they referred to another YouTuber who shoots usually Western style, and he claimed to prove that Katra is not working. Katra is only because you draw more instead of standing in your, what did he say, frame, his full frame, and that's why his arm couldn't move anymore, and that's why he was not able to push his hand forward. So from a Western point of view, maybe right, but not even. When you see sports, in every sport, when you see a tennis player, does he stand static and waits until the ball comes, or does he wander around? So you have to think about this magic word, momentum. And every martial artist knows it, and even nearly all ancient cultures using bow and arrow knew it, that with momentum you can create more speed, more velocity, more power for the arrow. Why is that? So when you stand now the Western way, like we had this one-on-one, he stands like this, and then you stand steady and you let go. So what happens here is that you have to accelerate a certain kind of weight from no movement. So from zero movement you have to accelerate it. It costs more energy to accelerate anything from zero movement to movement. It's the same when your car gets stuck in the snow. You don't push it only forward, you push it backwards, and then with this momentum backwards you push it forward again. Then with this momentum forward at the end you push it backwards, because it's easier, it doesn't take that much energy. So, knowing this, that needs a certain amount of energy. So you can't do anything. Because the bow has its power, you can't increase the bow power right now. So, but what can you do is either you shoot like this, and this is nothing new, this is ancient shooting technique, that you nearly come to full draw, and at the end you push back and snap the arrow forward. So the arrow is not standing still in the moment of release, it moved backwards, and with this backward movement you have this momentum forward. So you don't need the same amount of energy. The bow produces the same amount of energy, but you don't need that much energy. So what will happen? It's pure mathematics, it's pure physics. The arrow will go faster. Or it's like the arrow doesn't weigh that much because you have more energy to shoot. This is not moving, and this is while moving. Way faster. So, knowing that, Khatra, don't know if you see it, you know this, flipping forward, and yes, of course, they broke it down in frame by frame, and the arrow is already gone before he flips his hand forward. Yes, but this flipping hand forward is the end of the motion and has nothing to do with Katra. So, I mean, it is Katra, but the increasing of the speed comes through extending here, see? I don't come to full draw right now. So when I shoot like this and then I release with my left hand going forward, I increase, it's the same, I don't snap backwards, I pull forward, and with this I create momentum. So, and for sure, this is a 29-inch arrow. I shoot like this, draw 29 inches. when I measure the speed, certain amount, I did it with this bow, I forgot. And then I do the same. Let's see, I don't come to full draw, and then with this movement I come to full draw. I reach my frame. And then the arrow is at least 10 feet per second faster because of momentum. And this momentum can be flipping the hand down, flipping the hand outwards, or both. You flip the bow down sideways. And what you have, another aspect is, because they were not idiots in ancient times or even nowadays, they shoot Katra everywhere, only maybe not in Western countries where they have no idea. The spine of the arrow does not affect that much, or is not that much related to the draw weight of the bow, the archer's paradox and all this stuff. You can avoid when you clear the area where you shoot. So, and only to relate again, so it's known in Turkish, in Arab archery, everywhere, even in China. It's meant to be for advanced archers, that they even flip both, that they push forward and they flip this hand backwards at the end, and they said that the arrow is even nearly inside of the bow, but it's only for advanced archers. But this is the way how you get the maximum power out of your bow using momentum. So, and now please think again, or check or Google momentum. What does it mean in martial arts? What does it mean in sport? And then maybe you get an idea what is Katra all about. And it doesn't mean, oh, if Katra would work, then put an arrow on a bow without drawing it and do your Katra and see. It's not, you miss completely the point. So either check proper sources, or if you want to start again discussion with me, make sure that your talk and your arguments are based on facts and not on one who has no idea of ancient ways of shooting. He knows three-finger Mediterranean standing in full draw, and then of course he can't do a Katra, of course not. But this Western style of shooting, three fingers Mediterranean release, is a few hundred years old. What we do, and from horseback, is a few thousand years old. So make sure that you do your research properly before you simply say, oh, Katra is bullshit, it's like a religion. Simply don't go this way. Make sure that you research properly, or at least the best way for me is always, when I see something, I try it by myself. I simply shoot this way, and then I see a certain full draw, of course, 29 inches, no problem. Then I see the speed of bow, of the arrow, with this way of shooting. Then I shoot snap release. Then I see a difference in the speed, but I still draw only 29 inches because I don't overdraw my arrow, or I don't overdraw the bow. So, and then I do the same at 29 inches with the performed Katra, and I use the momentum from backwards to move the arrow forward, not from a standing position, from a moving position. And this is what gives us the speed in Katra. At least this is my opinion, and now feel free, if you have facts based on what happened really out there in the world, then we can continue the discussion. Otherwise, simply, it's nothing against. When you like it, you're a three-finger style Mediterranean, and you're happy with it, with your standing in full frame, and do it. But you know, others, they simply have a more dynamic way of shooting because it's efficient. Even on horseback, it's way better than doing this. There's another idea. You simply check, and then you figure it maybe out by yourself. Thank you very much. So down there, comment box is open for every of your comments, but please don't simply repeat what you see on YouTube. Otherwise, not every YouTuber has maybe the complete knowledge of it. Not even I do. But I'm able more or less to perform a Katra, and I see the difference in speed, and it's body mechanics. Maybe it's because I come a bit from the martial arts side and I know my body a little more than an average person does, and I know what it does because I feel it when it gets not too deep and too far away in martial arts, in wushu. It has an effect. It does increase the speed. You can think whatever you like about it, so feel free, comments below. Otherwise, please like my video, share it, comment to it, subscribe to my channel if you didn't until now. Sometimes we have controversies here, but hey, this is life. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.